Hi there, my name's Stephen Colber. I'm a teacher from Melbourne, Australia. So my challenge for both myself and for you watching this is to do one thing with two different goals. So what I'm going to be trying to do this year is to think of one practice or one habit that I have and try and change it with two purposes, two goals. So goal number one is to make myself more productive, more effective at what I'm trying to do, teach obviously and learn. And secondly, to try and help or minimise my impact on the environment. So the strategy I've decided on, thanks to a tip actually from John Bergman, is that I'll be using something called a rocket book, which is basically a way of taking digital notes that you can then back up to a Google Drive or OneDrive or SharePoint and just have them there. It has software, it has something called OCR, which means it can basically scan the page, and as best as it can, it tries to convert the text written into text that's typed. So in theory you should be able to search through your drive to find notes that you took years and years ago. Okay, so obviously you're not going to use this for everything. Me personally, I'm an English teacher, so I love my books, I love good pens, I love annotating novels and sort of academic reading that I do. That's something that's kind of core to my personality and gives me a lot of joy. So I'm not going to remove that and make that a digital note-taking tool. Obviously you could use something like OneNote or Google Classroom as an alternative if that was something you were more comfortable with. But personally I need some sort of tactile things. It makes the writing process seem more real and more genuine. So think of something that you do that has a product. So for me, I film things, I write things, and they tend to have a product. So I write a draft and it becomes an article. I write some text and it becomes, say, a blog or a video, or kind of I plan out different ideas of things and how they might work out. So for me, those things, they're temporal, they're temporary. They're things that can be lost, deleted, removed. In a year's time, there's an off chance that I might say, oh, I wonder what that note I took was from a year ago. And in that case, they've been scanned and backed up to a drive that I can then look at. But most often, that's not going to be the case. And so for those things, I'm going to be using this rocket book, which doesn't consume paper, and I can just wipe off the results of what I've come up with if I'm not happy with it. Alright, so I'd love it if people would take this challenge with me. I think too often as teachers we spend entire years doing the exact same thing because we're habitual creatures and habits make us feel safe. And I hope that over this coming year for myself personally, for 2020, I can aim to improve my habits and become more aware of the way that I work, and where it's less effective, try and improve upon it. So this is all for the hashtag AussieEDschoolhelp campaign to help Deadly Science and Broome Primary School. If you could donate like I will be, that would be much appreciated, and enjoy the presentations that we have put on for you.